All right, everybody, welcome into the Rant. I'm Pugs Moran. We do this every day, Monday through Friday. Well, not this week. We missed a couple of days. So the intention was to do some catch up today, to sit together. We every day get together and talk about the hot topics, the trends, the big news stories, anything that, isn't necessarily political in nature. I don't like to do politics. And I had big plans for today's show, but we have some breaking news. Obviously, I don't know where you live that you wouldn't have heard this, but breaking news. No, what am I doing there? See, I got to doesn't need applause. This is serious. Charlie Kirk, conservative activist, has been shot in the chest, it appears. I've seen, the video. Forgive me, I am playing a little catch up here as I didn't find out about it until about 15 minutes ago. So trying to play catch up. Here's what we know. We know that it occurred in Utah at a university. There is video out there online. You can see it. I'll say this, having seen the video just at first glance, doesn't look good. It doesn't look like a graze. Doesn't look like it got him in the ear. It looks like Charlie Kirk was seated in a tent. Well, I'll show it to you, but I want to prepare you for what you're about to see, just so that, Charlie Kirk was seated in a tent. He had a massive crowd of young men, mostly, it appeared from my video that I saw, young college-aged men there at the University of whatever. I'm not even sure, right? We got to find this out. It was at a university. It wasn't like BYU or anything. He's seated in a tent, massive crowd in front of him. The camera perspective that I saw is from a great distance away, maybe somebody 50 yards away from the stage. And then you hear a shot ring out, and then you see him grasp his chest and fall backwards. It appeared to me to come from a sniper rifle, but what do I know? Like I said, I'm just looking at it. What I can tell you for sure, somebody didn't rush the stage with a handgun. It didn't appear to be anything that occurred in the first few rows. It seems to me to have occurred from a sniper rifle. And this really sucks because this is a real serious news story that I want to be really serious about and try to take what could be an incredibly volatile moment here in American history and just kind of be calm about it, right? And just go with the facts, look at some things, see how this plays out. But all I can tell you is that my first impression is that this is not good for Charlie Kirk. It did not, as I said, it did not appear to be a graze. Hey, it wasn't like the Zapruder film, right? It wasn't like where we saw absolute certainty that something horrible happened to the president of the United States. This was from a great distance. It looks like he grabbed his chest and fell backwards. Some reports are saying that it's his throat. We'll get to that. Well, why not get to it right now? Okay, so let's not waste any time since we're all kind of playing catch up here on this story as it's breaking right now. Let's just go. Let's see what Twitter's doing. Yeah, and I still call it Twitter. Let's see what Twitter is saying about all of this. We'll watch some videos, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the chat room. Here we go. All right. So, all right, here's the first one. What is this now? How do I make it bigger? How do I get rid of this shit over here? Like that? There we go. All right. This seems to be a freeze frame. Let's see if I can. Hold on. There we go. Sorry, got a bunch of plates spinning. I had a whole show, and I'm like, oh, I guess we're not going to do that show today. Why am I sharing two things? Now I'm sharing nothing. All right, hold on, guys. Let me fix this. It's been a crazy morning so far. All right, there we go. Okay. It's not sharing. Okay, I don't know what's happening. I don't know why I'm not able to share anything. We'll figure it out. Okay. Share. And there it is. There it is. Okay. So. Got way too many stupid freaking windows open. All right. So here is neck. Is this something? It's not a chest shot. You can see from this, it is not. I mean, I don't know. I think this maybe. All right, hold on. Let's see if there's more. There, I know there's video. Here you go. Here's the video.
Counting or not counting gang violence.
Oh my God.
Wait, Cody, go, run. Whoa. One more time.
Counting or not counting gang violence.
Okay, it looks like his shirt pops right here. Let me try and hold on.
Gang violence.
All right, so he says gay alliance. There it is. Okay, that's the shot. Looks like he's hit right in the chest, if you ask me, but you know. Fucking America, right, people?
Oh my God.
Wait, Cody, go, run. Whoa. All right, watch this a few times just to.
Gang violence.
Oh my God.
Wait, Cody, go, run. Whoa.
Counting or not counting gang violence.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
we don't need to see it. Go, run. Okay, we've all seen it, so we can all now. All right, let's see if there's any other news here. Obviously on the news, Charlie Kirk again shot at a college event in Utah. We just watched the video. No update as of yet on his condition. Let's see what the latest is, okay? This is now, again, we're clicking latest on Twitter X, so we're going to get all kinds of nonsense. Let's see if we can figure out what's real and what's not. The Charlie Kirk assassination is oligarchy-funded, not left-wing violence. Okay, this is, didn't want to really get into this quickly. Let's just for this moment, let's not be divisive, okay? This is a human being who has just been murdered in broad daylight for the things that he says. I don't like a lot of what Charlie Kirk says. If I'm being honest, I don't know much about Charlie Kirk other than the bullet points. And quite frankly, I've seen enough. I've seen enough years ago to go, oh, he's okay. But you need to be able to say the kinds of things that he says. You need to be able to say it in America. You need to be able to offend people in America. You need to be able to be a guy who has attitudes and opinions that other people find reprehensible. Figuring out a way for all of us to live together is the trick of America. We kill people. We kill people who talk about things and say things that we don't like. I make zero distinction in this situation between Charlie Kirk and Martin Luther King. It's all about perspective. Let's pull yourself out of this and just take the 30,000-foot view of this. Somebody, again, in America was murdered for what they say. The First Amendment, the first thing that our founding fathers wanted to codify for the citizens of this emerging nation was a right to be a provocateur. So that's what I want to say on the political aspect of this whole thing. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. What else are they saying on Twitter? I know these are kind of small, so let me try and make them a little bigger for you. Maybe that'll be better for you on the screen there. All right, here we go. Paul says the shooter didn't hate Charlie Kirk. He hated our country and anyone that wishes to. Okay, God. If it's going to be all this, then we're not going to go with Twitter. We're just going to go with some news reports, and there's not much. No way Charlie Kirk is surviving that. Wilfred wants us to pray for Charlie Kirk. I think that whether you call it praying or good thoughts or conjuring of positive energy, whatever it is, yeah. I think America could use all of that, not just Charlie Kirk today. I've seen people already. This is what I mean when I tell you every day we gather here as the 70%. The 70% of this country who I believe are relatively normal, right? We still got our assholes and our dorks and our weirdos and our pervs and all that. But for the most part, we are 70% of the American citizenry who can do business on a daily basis with one another. There's 15% on the right, who I would say Charlie Kirk probably represents, who we can't do business with anymore. Because they're saying things that are just like not conducive to a positive civil society. They think they are. Again, go back to what I said earlier, perspective. They think they are. Then you got the 15 on the left, right? Who, quite frankly, it is probably going to turn out to be responsible for this. So it's a shooting gallery with us, the 70% in the middle. I've seen people today already in the last couple of minutes. Get what you do, you run your mouth, fuck around and find out. What? Fuck around and find out. I know a lot of people who know me know that I'm a pretty moderate, middle of the road who leans progressive on social issues, right? I don't give a shit about gays. I think a woman has an argument there when they're talking about their choice. Let's talk about that, right? But for the most part, I'm in the middle. And I hope that over the past 4 years, you have heard me cover any number of subjects where you weren't sure which way I was going to go. Because that's how most of us in the 70% middle are. But you fucking psychos who are out there saying shit about the Charlie Kirk deal, fuck around and find out. You people are sick and you are no fucking better than your enemies on the far right. All right, let's see. We're looking at some of these most recent tweets here regarding Charlie Kirk. We're trying to see any information on his update. I'll go to the chat room in a minute because I'm sure some of you have thoughts here. Look at this. Look at this. My honest reaction to Charlie Kirk from Fat Chunga Incel. I don't even know what this guy is, but he's in one of the 15%. Tony Soprano smoking a cigar. Oh, you're celebrating that in America because. Oh my God. I'm seriously. Heavenly Father, please save Charlie Kirk. He's a good man. Okay, we got a prayer going. Please, Jesus, help Charlie. That Charlie Kirk vid is actually insane. God, I didn't know the hate for him ran that deep. I don't condone. That's a slippery slope. Okay, all right. Okay, I think I kind of understand what they're saying there. I mean, I don't particularly like Charlie Kirk either, and would be happy if he just went away. It wasn't, but. Shooting is not an option. Oh, God. It's all right to disagree with somebody who is a professional provocateur. That's kind of their whole point. If people aren't disagreeing, they ain't doing their provocateuring very well. Horrified and extremely saddened by the footage of Charlie Kirk getting shot during an on-campus event. God can work miracles. He's the only one that can save him. All right, let's go all the way up to the top. Let's see what the latest are, because we're looking for breaking news events. I would not be surprised if he dies. Just calling it out as somebody who watched the video. All right, where are we here? All right, let's see here. Here's the latest. 1 second ago, if more good guys in the crowd had guns, Charlie Kirk would have been safe. Did I do that right? All right, I see what he's doing. He's trying to be snarky. Shouldn't have clicked on that Charlie Kirk video. Yeah, Chris. Well, I wish it didn't exist, but Jeremy says, how the fuck can you successfully shoot Charlie Kirk but not done? Okay. See, what is wrong with people? This is what social media has done to us. Social media has allowed us the sort of freedom to now say the most horseshit things. Things that we wouldn't. By the way, all of you people, if you hardcore Charlie Kirk people who are on the right, who are right now, dropping your knees and saying your prayers and doing all the things that we do when somebody that we care about is going through something like this, all of you people, you fuckers have been as toxic as anybody. The dude was talking shit about gays a second before he got hit in the chest, what appears, by a bullet, right? Provocateurs. But my God. Don't agree with Charlie Kirk or anything politically, but the man has a wife and a kid. Really? He does? Really? See, I didn't know any of that. I thought he was like 19. I thought he was like the far right version of that Boss Hogg kid from the Florida school shootings. I don't know any of these people, and you shouldn't either, because they're not important to our everyday life. But I thought Charlie Kirk was like 19 or something. Although I suppose with his, traditional values, he may have gotten married at like 16. So I don't know. All right, here's more video. Let's see what this is. I haven't seen this one yet. This from TikTok. All right, this looks to be him being carried to a, ambulance, I'm guessing. All right, here. This is right here. It looks to be Charlie Kirk being taken away. Stop, folks. So while this is all happening, there is still a shooter, right? What do we know? Right now, we're all there are multiple storylines that we could be following here. The first one is he? What happened? Right? That's the first story. What happened? Is he shot? Is it as serious as it appears? Then will come the, what's the diagnosis? What do we hear from the hospital? Has he been declared dead on arrival or, that kind of thing? The other storyline is, where's the shooter? Somebody, and it appears to me to have been a sniper. But again, I don't know. It's early. This is stupid time in these stories where we all say stupid things because of, misinformation or what we think we've seen from limited context. Stupid time. Where's the kill? Where's the shooter? Did he get away? Is anybody looking for him? Is there a, shelter in place thing going on? I don't know. All right, let's see this one more.
Amy, go. Stop, folks. Stop.
Okay. All right. Let's go into the chat room a little bit. Do we have the chat room up or did I just rush onto the show like... the hell fucking happened to this show? Record?